And my hair looks ridiculous today. Whoa. Whoa. Driving with the windows down. Not good, kids. Okay. Twitch.tv/MacX10 now. Woo. Go to the Team Liquid app. Team Liquid app. Or Team Liquid, yeah. Stream is online for Team Liquid. Stream is online. And we are the eSportsMonies show. I always forget to update that. Episode 3. Cool, let's get the show started. Hello, my name is eSportsMonies, ESM Mac10, whatever you want to call me, and welcome to the eSportsMonies show, where I analyze replays of top-tier pub and professional players, and your replays as well if you'll submit them via links on my YouTube or you add me on Steam and send me your match ID. I look up the replay based on the match ID, and then we go over it. I only do fan replays of about 10 heroes: Weaver, Faceless Void, Enigma, Lycan, of course, Doom. I'll do some Draw Ranger. There's a few other heroes I'm not thinking of, but basically I have a hero pool of around 10 heroes that I'm really confident and play at a really high level, and those are the heroes I like to do analysis of. Oh, and Terrorblade. He's a big one. I love Terrorblade. So, now that we are here, I'm going to go ahead and load up today's replay. Today's replay was submitted by a fan named Akarin, and Akarin is recent games downloaded. Akarin would like feedback on his Lycan gameplay. So I am going to go ahead and load up his Lycan game. He does win this game, which, if you're going to submit a replay to someone but they're going to commentate, generally speaking, people want to submit replays where you win. But if you submit replays where you lose, that's usually even better because it's easier to point out mistakes. Because, especially with a hero like Lycan that I'm so comfortable with, or even Terrorblade, I feel like every game I have the ability to win, regardless of what my teammates are doing, unless they go like 0 and 30 in like the first 10 minutes. Like even 0 and 10, I feel like the game's still on my shoulders and I can still fix it if I need to. Let's switch to about 2 minutes and 40 seconds in. Let's see if that takes us to where heroes have already been selected, and it does. I'm going to go ahead and pause this game, free camera, go. Okay, that doesn't work. I have to player perspective, and now free camera. Over to, oh right, let's turn this back to the game. Cool, we're in. Alright, so this is our hero Akarin, following my guide, I'm pretty sure of. He has a Tango buff on him, but I'm pretty sure that is a bug, because he has not used any.
Time to man or woman up.
He does have wolves down here and attempt to deny the rune. He will guard the rune for his friendly death prophet. 6 seconds in, he makes the wolves. A couple seconds earlier than I like to, but not a big deal. I usually summon wolves at around 8 seconds. Does leave the fountain with full mana, so very similar to what I do. How's this set look? Pretty cool set. Oh, Form of the Great Calamity. That's pretty cool. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put this vape down that I'm hitting. And he kind of hits the jackpot with the hard wolf camp. He's going to go ahead and need a Tango first, which is very similar to the way that I grind the hero. And he's going to go ahead and start focusing the big creep, which is the appropriate decision. Very smart. He should have all those wolves. Yep, for a second there, he had his wolves focusing on the wrong target. Even Micro's the first one to keep it alive. Should be using another Tango right now, but it's not the biggest of deals. He also should be tanking a little bit more of this damage with his little wolves. But again, not a big deal. Does reach level 2, and now he's looking very comfortable. So Akarin makes a bit of a mistake here. He's got a wolf trapped in the trees right here. What I want to point out is that he can actually use the Quelling Blade or even a Tango to knock down this tree and get his wolf free. So that's kind of a big blunder. There we go. And now the wolf's into the fight. So that's going to cost him a lot. He's actually going to have to go back to base and or suicide a lot sooner than before, especially because he was essentially fighting like YOLO no wolf for a long time. And then when he did get the wolf out, he only had one wolf. It's one of the things about that you really need to pick up on with the level 1 wolves is that they're super fragile. Level 2 wolves still pretty fragile at 240 hit points. But generally speaking, by the time you're level 3, you usually have your Ring of Basilius, so that's 40 more hit points plus 2 armor, so they're routed to, I believe, a total of 3. Yep, 3 armor. So they'll have 3 armor, and they will have the extra 40 health. So they're substantially tankier. They're not super tanky, but they're a lot tankier at when you're level 3 than when you're level 1 or 2. Now, he does kind of luck out here, which will let him catch up a little bit. The Satyr camp you can kind of kill. If you're level 2 and you have, like, half health and a Stout Shield and a Quelling Blade, you don't even need wolves to, like, wipe this camp. This camp is so weak. Oh, fuck, it's this guy. Hi, Siggy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's a lot of numbers. And again, he looks out with another Satyr camp, so pretty confident. Like, really lucky set of camps. Like, definitely the easiest camp to have in the entire game. Might lose a wolf. Does not lose the wolf. Wolf is really low, though. And now he's actually in a kind of comfortable position. He can actually knock down one more camp, but he might be able to get the Mask of Death before he dies, or at the very least grab his Basilius and his Ring of Regen. And it looks like he will. He's tanking with the wolf a lot, and he's actually probably going to let the wolf die. He doesn't let the wolf die. Really good micro from him. If he could set it up so that the wolf he has left were tanking the damage for him instead of his body, that'd be good. At this point, I would. Okay, here's what I would do at this point. And now I really don't like having the Mask of Death first, personally. Like, I really like the Ring of Basilius and the Ring of Regen, because the Ring of Regen gives you a lot of tankability, and you're kind of good on tankability anyway by level 3, level 4, plus the Ring of Regen. Additionally, the armor and the armor from the Ring of Basilius makes you tankier, and you have the mana regen. So I honestly prefer to get the Ring of Basilius and the Ring of Health or Ring of Regen, which costs you a grand total of $850 before I pick up my Mask of Death. Like, I played around with the Mask of Death. Microsoft's like, you should get the Mask of Death first, blah, 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 blah. And I played around with them for a long time, and I really feel like I'm more comfortable with the Ring of Regen plus the Ring of Basilius. If you micro correctly, I think it's more efficient. So what I would do at this point in time would be either pick off some creeps at the small camp, or do damage to something like these centaurs, or, yeah, the wall can hit too hard. So maybe do a little damage to the centaurs, or pick off 1 or 2 camps at the small camp. Try to get that 850 mark, and then suicide. But we'll see what Akarin does. And again, I'm just using free camera, so this is not his perspective. Gonna go ahead and tank with the wolf, however, these creeps don't do a lot of damage. He doesn't have that Basilius yet, so the wolf's gonna die relatively quickly. However, he is really close to death. If that tiny had gone a tiny little bit farther, he is going to get the Mask of Death first. So, personal preference, I won't bash on that. I really think the other way is more efficient, but again, that's something that even after playing this hero like upwards of 1,000 times, I would say that comes down to personal preference. He should suicide now. And he will. He should buy a Clarity too, because there's no reason not to. You have the extra gold and it won't be there when you come back. So we should have bought a Clarity there for either his choice of the extra 25 gold or... And the Clarity actually is really big, considering you got the Morbid Mass first, because he's going to have a lot less mana regen because he doesn't have Ring of Basilius, so it would have been nice. However, he does have the level 2 aura from the Crystal Maiden, so kind of makes up for it. He's not as mana dependent. I'm going to pause the game. I'm going to go ahead and speed this up, because I really don't want to sit through the pauses. So Akarin is going to go ahead and start face tanking Wildkins. Level 4 with the Mask of Death, pretty good. One thing I do want to point out with the Mask of Death is that you have so much sick regen that you can really like tank inefficiently with it on the hero yourself. And because you have limited mana regen because you don't have Ring of Basilius, it's actually better to tank even more with your body because you don't want to risk losing those wolves before they die. However, the wolves will expire soon, so making the decision to get that little bit of tankiness there is pretty good. Akarin's jungle is actually very good. It's quite nice. He got really lucky with camps, and he made a few mistakes early on, but overall this jungle's been looking pretty good. Level 5 at 5 minutes and 30 seconds. It's okay. It's not great. However, he might make a big blunder there. looked like there was some potential for miss micro. One of the hardest things about Lycan jungling is just being able to micro your wolves perfectly and being able to do it really fast. I don't know... I guess he's roaming to defend top. Personally, like, in this situation, I would never, like, ever go to defend top. Like, basically, let's review what, like, what are his options once he gets to this lane. He's got, this is Akarin's match. This is what Akarin can do right now. He's a melee hero with no nuke and no stun. He doesn't have boots. He's got lifesteal, some defensive items, and something that lets him last hit better. Against a Slardar that's got 3 levels of his stun and 2 levels of bash. He does have the wolves, but the wolves are level low, and the stun does 150 damage, which will wipe out these wolves. He can use the other wolves, but then he'll be, if they die, he'll be on cooldown when he goes back to the jungle. They won't be able to kill anyone here, I don't think, except for maybe the Tiny, if the Tiny really fucks up. Tiny's kind of low on mana, but if the Tiny buys a TP and TP's out, there's absolutely nothing that can stop him between these two heroes. So they won't get a kill. Like, even if you came to this top lane and you killed that Tiny, unless you killed the Tiny and the Slardar both, and you did it really quickly, it's more efficient to just stay in the jungle. Alright, so let's resume. Yeah, they're gonna get nothing.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
And this will slow down Akarin's Roshan timing by quite a bit. Like, by quite a bit. He is going to make the decision to push here, but there aren't any allied creeps, so it doesn't look like he can actually do anything. He should just cut his losses and get out, which it looks like he's going to do. Another Centaur camp, which is not good for our hero because he needs experience. He is still level 5. He can kind of make this up if he focuses on Rosh. If he gets the Roshan, he will make this up, but it will be a kind of a late Roshan. Yeah, it's going to be a really late Roshan because he just now got Ring of Basilius coming to him on a walking courier. Yes, Siege 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I do have a YouTube account. I'm the guy with the Lycan guide. We'll get his Ring of Basilius now. However, he's still a good... He needs 500. He needs 650 to finish it. He's got 200, so he's 450. Now he's 400 away from finishing Vlad's at 7 minutes and 20 seconds, and he's only level 5. Like, the thing about Lycan is, when you're in the jungle, if you see lanes that you think you should be helping, chances are you probably shouldn't be helping them at all, because you contribute so little, and it's way more beneficial for your team just for you to be AFK getting that farm than for you to actually try to help, because the hero is just so fucking weak when you're jungling him. But yeah, really questionable decision to go help out the lane, Akarin. But other than that, your mechanics have been looking pretty good this game. Perfect vision on this Slardar because I don't know how much I agree with chasing the Slardar. Like, I don't see a scenario in which the Slardar gets killed. Yeah, like even at level 6, you're not going to be able to kill a lot of people unless you have your Vlads and you have your level 7, so you get the level 4 wolves. We'll get another Satyr camp. We'll continue to grind. Does need to keep his wolves alive, though. That one wolf getting a little bit low, but it's okay. He'll go invisible. Hero will take the aggro. He can finally finish his Vlads, but he does need 300 more experience, which means this camp plus this camp, or this camp, and then maybe this one will spawn by then, in order for him to get the level 7 he needs. Also needs enough money to buy smoke, and then preferably a TP for him to get the Roche. I really need to make a YouTube video where I announce all the times for my shows. Guys, by the way, I'm thinking about, we'll have the show again tomorrow. He just, oh, no, he didn't block the camp because it was already there. Tomorrow I'll be having another show, and then Friday I may be having a podcast. I'll be doing something at 5 p.m. Eastern Time on Friday afternoon. Now he's level 7. He could kill this camp for the easy experience, he will, but he's so far behind in Roche time that I think it would have been better for him to just run away. Personally, I would use the ult to run back to base here. I would pick up that and then ult back. Oh no, he bought the smoke, so he's just going to clarity up and smoke in. That's good. That's good.
Bad dude's top tower gonna fall over soon.
Kappa, I think Urban Dictionary has like the best description for it. It's basically like anything you say following a sarcastic, not really serious statement. I want to point out that I think this is a huge mistake, and I think he just misclicked and then went with it. But I think that Siege 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. Search for Matt Cowan II. Someone link him one of my videos, please, or just link him the Lycan video if you guys have it. Okay, so he was walking up like here. Can I actually draw? Why can't I draw on the map? This is so dumb. So he walked up here, but then he turned because I think he misclicked and went around this way. This means you can easily reveal yourself accidentally when you're trying to smoke into the pit. You need to smoke like right here and hope that this tiny or this lifestealer doesn't get vision through these trees. Additionally, if you come down here before you smoke, if they have a ward right here, you're fucked. Now, it doesn't matter at all this game because, and you don't know this, but they didn't have any wards. Hello, Metilol. I'm glad that you enjoyed my Lycan guide. I'm doing some replay analysis of another person that enjoyed my guide.
Dire structures are fortified.
And the fail fortify going on. Morana's probably going to die here. But Lycan can go ahead and start tanking up. Now, I will be kind of critical of mechanics here. He could have taken a little bit more damage on that wolf, but it's okay. One of the cool things is that if your wolves get low and Roshan bashes, unless he gets a double bash, they'll just fade out in time for them to not be hurt. And now he's gonna... Ooh, he's letting both of them die, but to be fair, their duration was kind of low, so it's not too bad. When they get kind of low, if they've been summoned recently, just let the hero tank. Tanking really inefficiently right now. Hold on a second. This is pretty inefficient tanking. What you really want to do is like, you want to get this wolf really low. You want to get one wolf really low, pull it back, get the other wolf really low, pull it back, and by that time, based on the regen and the health they get from right-clicking, the wolves will have healed up to like about half health. So you've got a full health hero, and then two wolves that are roughly around between 40 and 60% health. So once that happens, you pull the wolves back, focus the aggro on your hero by getting up in Roche's grill the same way you do with the creeps in the guide that I have on YouTube. And then you get everything to attack. So the wolves will be attacking and healing themselves back to full, and you'll be tanking the damage. Once the wolves get back to full or close to full, you pull yourself back, Roshan's aggro will automatically switch to the wolves, and you can continue to hit. And you basically just repeat the microprocess that I just described again and again and again and again and again, and that's the best way to knock down Roche.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
See, that's better. That's a little bit better. That's a little better. He's kind of juggling a little bit. He should pull that wolf back now, though. Yep, there he goes. See, now he's in a position where both of those wolves are like at about half health. He should try to, yeah, he got a bash and killed it. You should try to get both of the wolves back at that point and just tank it with your hero. Doesn't matter too much though, because Roche does die. Big problem for Lycan though, he only gets level 8, and the biggest change in experience in the game, percentage-wise, is the change from level 8 to level 9. It's absolutely massive to get that level 9, but he had two allies that came by and leached experience. Hello, Gungraved. Welcome to the chat. And Metiol. I actually stream Terrorblade a good bit now. I'm super excited for Terrorblade getting into Captain's Mode. That'll be so fun. I don't play a lot of CM, but I'm in the Join Dota League on a small team, and I play the hard carry, and my hero pool's really, really small. So when you add another hero, especially one that I feel as comfortable as I do as Terrorblade, it's really cool for our team. Lycan will go ahead and pick up 2 of his pieces of treads. I think treads are never really a bad decision on this hero ever since the nerf to his health. The Lifestealer should be dead. Doesn't really matter though. What's he looking for? Like, yeah. Akaran should know that Lifestealer is in one of his wolves. Siege 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. My MMR is 4,700. So it's pretty low. I don't play a lot of ranked anymore. But, Lycan should take this wolf and just bring it straight back to base. Yeah, that's really, 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 really dumb of that guy. Like, yeah, that's really dumb. He could have... I think he might have actually... I think you can actually click and check the duration of the wolf. Actually, maybe the enemies can't see the duration. Team fight going on here. Where's our hero? Where's our Lycan? Oh! So Lycan just left, like, before everybody got jumped for this. Could have been a team fight, now it's just more of a group gank. DP should probably go... Yeah, DP's dead. But I'm not interested in DP, I'm interested in the Lycan because that's who I'm reviewing right now. So, Lycan, 12 minutes and 50 seconds. He's working on his Necro 1 now. He's got his Power Treads, his Vlads, his Aegis, his Quelling Blade, and his Stout Shield. Very, very, very solid, very, very similar to what I do, but not quite what I do. One of the things that I do differently is that this is a game that's 10-8, as you can see on the scoreboard. It's a relatively close game, and it's not really out of control for anyone. I feel like it's more appropriate for our Lycan friend... I just got an email. For our Lycan friend to go ahead and kill Ancients. I think that's like a much more appropriate thing for him to be doing right now. Man, Akarin, he's wasting a lot of time here. Like he could have, like the biggest problem I see that and this I saw Akarin's GPM at the end of this game, and it was, I want to say roughly 580 or so, something like that, 560, 580. And one of the biggest mistakes that I saw him doing was that he wasn't. Like, one of the biggest things that comes to mind when I see a GP... Like, if you win the game and you're the Lycan, you don't feed horribly, and your CS is okay, the biggest thing that I see is, like, a limit to your GPM is that you're farming the lane and pushing rather than farming the Ancients. Because the Ancients are so huge for this hero, and, like, by now, if he started farming the Ancients a minute ago, he would already be... He'd probably have 600-700 gold more if he had started farming Ancients around 90 seconds ago. Okay, big mistake here. He should have just been hitting the tower. And he could actually see which one was casting the spell on him, or which one was real, because he was sucking his life out. He does get the last hit on the tower, which is okay. He should leave, though. He should know that he can't keep fighting here. He should have bought... Akarin should be buying pieces of his Necro book now. So, yeah.
What you gonna do? Get mad or get even?
Getting good farm for a hero, but not getting great farm for a Lycan. He does make a good decision here to stay and fight this, because if he had tried to run, he would have just died faster, and he almost kills a hero here. In fact, he does. He gets a kill on the Pugna. Really, kind of a bad engagement, but he made the best of it. I think his fight decision making there was good, to fight rather than try to run. Because if you just try to run from that situation, which I might have done instinctively, you would probably die. Let's go ahead and skip ahead 10 seconds. Lycan's going to go ahead and push the top lane now. A lot of carries for both teams, but the biggest thing I'm seeing is, like, the biggest stylistic thing is that Akarin is focusing on farming by pushing the lanes and then grabbing towers off of it, rather than farming Ancients. And, like, it's hard. There's a confounding variable in this because he died, and so his farm is lower than it should be, and it looks like he's about to die again. But if you're farming the Ancients over here, you're a lot safer than you are pushing your safe lane as far as you can. He does get his ult off, though, so he might be able to escape. Tiny's not going to be able to catch up to stun, so He's probably fine. He's going to be fine. But he does have to burn his ult. It was level 2 and he burned it, though, so the cooldown is relatively short. Playing a little bit of footsie up here. Does land the silence. If that DP didn't land the silence, I'm pretty sure that Tiny would have wrecked them both, but does land the silence. Tiny can just stand there and soak up all the damage from DP. Where is Lycan? Oh, he's pushing with the DP. And I think Lycan is... Yeah, Lycan's just... The only problem I see in accurate style right now is that he's just not farming the Ancients. There's a handful of micro mistakes that he made in the early game, but I feel like the biggest mistake is like not killing the Ancients. Like, scenario, it's 9 minutes, I just killed Roche, it's like 30 seconds. It's like 9 minutes and 30 seconds. I will, or more realistically, it's around 8 minutes and 30 seconds when Roche dies. I'll run up here, kill one of these golems. When that golem dies, I'll send my wolves away so that they won't pull and then go invisible, losing aggro. I'll tank for a few seconds until it gets to 53. I'll run up, stack, then come back and kill that stack. And that will bring me, if I'm not already level 9, it will bring me to level 9. If I'm level 9, it will bring me about 2/3 of the way to level 10. Then I'll push this, and even if I get close to the tower, I'll run back in time to kill this again. Or at least, or ideally 30 seconds after they've respawned, stack it. 30 seconds, if you're usually almost anywhere on the map, you should think 30 seconds, it's time to get ready to stack Ancients. Which means 30 seconds is the time you need to walk to get to an Ancient camp, stack it for the next minute, and then kill it again so you get the double stack money and experience. You kill a double stack of Ancients, it's between around 450 and over 600 gold. It's a lot of gold depending on what you get, and the experience is absolutely insane. Yeah, it's really good. So, back to the adventures of Akarin. We'll pick up his Necro 1 from the courier, but in a game like this, he should have been level 11 about 4 or 5 minutes ago, and he should have had that. He should be, like, in a game where there's no tier 1s in the enemy team left, he should have that Necro 3 by around 1730. Or at least in the courier by around 1730. He does have to leave now, though, because he has the amplified damage. And he's trying to take some Ancients, but it's kind of difficult for him because he's got the amplified damage on, so they know where he is at all times. And that amplified damage is actually putting a lot of work now. God, yeah, Akarin's probably dead here. He should be dead here. Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and skip because I'm only interested in liking this game because that's who submitted the replay. Sorry, my voice is a little bit off today. It's kind of weird. He is going to go ahead and TP to the bottom lane. Will not go for Ancients again. I think that the biggest problem is that he's not going for Ancients. And, again, this is probably a way that you can play the hero and get a 55 to 65% win rate depending on your MMR. My win rate with the hero with around 800 games on this account at 4,700 MMR, my win rate is 70%. Granted, a lot of those were unranked games, because my MMR is only 4,700. If those were all ranked games, my MMR would be like 7k or something stupid. So, the big thing the point I really want to drive home in this analysis is that, like, by not killing the Ancients, you're actually falling farther behind the entire time. Like, you're falling... Maybe you're not falling behind in terms of money. Like, right now, Akarin might very well have the highest GPM in this game. I don't think he does, but... he's got the 3rd highest GPM in the entire game. But it's only 367. With AFK farming, by minute 22 or 23, by just AFK farming, his GPM could actually be twice what it is now. Or at least around 600. You should be able to make a bot game, and without killing any, or make a private lobby, and without ever killing a tower, and without ever extensively farming the lanes. With killing I guess without without killing an enemy hero, I was gonna say bot match, but let's just say you make a lobby and there's no bots in there, and you're just killing enemy creeps. You're not trying to kill a tower, and you're grinding the ancients. If you're bouncing back and forth between them, you should be able to land around 600 MMR steady. It should be easy. So I'm going to go ahead and resume now.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen. 3 dudes? Impossible! Yo, green dudes, something bad is happening. In your bottom.
He is getting some good split pushing done here, but he's probably going to get blown up. I mean, he can't really get anything done because he only has the Necro 1. Now he's got Necro 2. And, yeah, I mean, I might just end this here because... And I do this a lot of times. I'll do replay analysis for people. This is the first time I've ever streamed this, especially with Lycan games. Sometimes with like Terrorblade or other heroes I'm really comfortable with, but especially with Lycan. If you don't farm correctly, it makes it really difficult to analyze the rest of the game because you're just so far behind. Like you're just it's hard. It's like, should I fight or should I rat or should I run? Like, well, if it's 25 minutes and you have boots of travel, Necro 3, and AC, which is very, very feasible to get just by AFK farming, you have this debate of, do I TP and rat or do I fight or do I what? And you can't actually TP and rat if you only have Necro 1 at 20. Let's see, it'll be about 24 minutes, maybe 25. Like, without killing Ancients, my normal time for getting Necro 3 was around 23, 24 minutes, which is really, really late compared to if you're killing Ancients. Like, that's 6 minutes, potentially, that you could have had the Necro 3 already. And the Necro 3 units are obviously why you buy it, but the stats are pretty nice, too. They make you way more effective all game long. Especially because Lycan doesn't get the bonus hit points from his ultimate anymore, which makes it so he likes strength. Anyway, slice it. I'll go ahead and turn this on player perspective, or hero chase, while I continue to talk. So, I mean, Akron's taken the time to like back off and get some farming done, but he's just not getting the Ancients, and I feel like that killing the Ancients is the big thing that this build is missing. So that's pretty much it. The only time that you'll see me playing this sort of style Akron is playing is if there's something on the enemy team that really scares me. And I don't just mean a hero, I mean like my team might be down, like we might have 3 kills to 10 deaths in the first 10 minutes. I feel pressure on me to go get at least 1 or 2 tier 1 towers so that my team isn't completely demoralized. And it's not really a matter of like my team actually needing those towers, but my team would be completely demoralized. Like, I mean, if my team's completely demoralized because we're so far behind in kills and we're behind in towers, then it's bad. So getting those towers is one, in pubs at least, it gives everyone money, which makes them more effective, but it also gives them more confidence in winning the game. The difference in experience, yeah, you should always be highest level in the game. Lycan's level 12, DP's level 16. Let's talk about hero level. So yeah, Lycan's level 12, which isn't bad, but like, I can grab... I don't have a timing for level 12 because level 12 is not as significant on this hero as level 11 because of the ultimate cooldown decrease. So I don't really have a good time for level 12 that I like keep in my head. But generally speaking, I want to be level 11 by around 12 or 13 minutes at the latest. After I kill Roche, I should be level 9. And after I kill the first set of Ancients, I'll be almost level 10. If I get a tier 1 tower quick off that, it'll give me enough experience to ding level 11. Level 11 is extremely important on this hero. Like, it's one of the most important level 2 ults in the game. Because, like, Lycan's level 1 ult is only okay. Like, it's cool, but it's okay. A level 2 ult on Lycan is game-breaking. And you should, yeah, you don't want to be attacking that tower, because now you're just healing it back to full. It's not good. Yeah, it's 24 minutes. I told you. I said it a million times. 24 minutes. 24-12, and he's 93 gold above his Necro 3. Like, it's very, very, very specific. This hero is very specific. Like, if you do your grind appropriately and things go well, you're 18-minute Necro Book 3. If you do your grind and everything goes well and you don't have Ancients, your Necro 3 comes at around 24 minutes.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Got in Himmer!
Lycan should be using the courier to pick up that. He should also grab a TP. I don't know, he's still got Aegis, so he should probably get rid of his Stout Shield to pick up a TP. Level 13, so catching up a little bit, but still, like, if you're not ahead with Lycan, that means you're behind. If you want to build Lycan as a carry rather than a pusher, then you should AFK farm just as much as I do. You just build them different. Instead of getting Necro 3, you get your choice of a BKB or Deso as your first item, depending on what the enemy team has. And then as your second item, you get your choice of BKB, Deso, or AC, depending on what the enemy has. Sorry, actually, save that for a minute, because I'm almost done with this replay and I'll answer questions at the end. So, basically, I think that's about everything that I want to take from this replay. Akaran's style of playing Lycan is very, very similar to mine. He got a lot from my guide, but killing the Ancients is extremely, extremely important. I'm going to go ahead and I think this will... Yes, the camera's on. Cool. So, I'll go ahead and take questions from the chat now. If you have any questions pertaining to Dota 2 in general or this video specifically, that would be great. So let's go ahead and take some questions. If your Lycan build, your push build is carry build. You carry easily. I mean, yeah, Metilol has... Yeah, you're welcome, Akaran. Metilol has a really, really, really good point in that your push build is a carry build. The thing is, it's not. It is, but it isn't. It is because in low level, like when I learned how to play Lycan, I learned how to play him under a player named Microsoft, which I've mentioned him 1,000 times, and so essentially, Microsoft taught me how to do this. Like, I've been playing this hero, he was my favorite hero. I'd played him around 190. I'd played the hero about 196 times, and I think Microsoft had played him 192 or 194. It was all even numbers. So I messaged him, and I'm like, I've played this hero the same number of times as you. You're 2,500 MMR higher than me. You've got a win rate that's 68%, and my win rate is 62%. What am I doing wrong? And he watched one replay and he said, Ancients, 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 Ancients. And right now, that's the biggest difference between Akaran and myself. I can't even begin, like, maybe I could have stopped the replay before you killed Ancients even. It's like, if I start the replay and I see you jungling poorly, I automatically have to say, you have to fix these things in your jungle, and then send me another replay for me to review before you can continue, because the rest of the game is so out there because the jungle was bad. This is kind of the same situation where, because you're so underfarmed, it's hard for me to make a statement about it. So there was another thing that... Oh yeah, so we're talking about the push build on Lycan is kind of a carry build. It is, but it isn't, in the sense that when you first... Like, when I first learned to play Lycan, I was around 3,300 MMR. And I increased to, like I said, around 4,700. At 3,300 MMR, if you just AFK farm on Lycan all game, because of his innate ability to get money and push towers, you can come out with a level 3 Necro Book, Power Treads, Vlads, at 18 minutes, and you'll be around level 13, level 14. You will be 3 or 4 levels higher than the number 2 person in the game if nobody's been feeding horribly, And you'll also have a lot of items. Like, the Necro 3 does an assload of damage sub 20 minutes. Especially in 3K MMR games where people have no idea how to farm, they have no idea how to stack, they have no idea how to do most things. I think 3K... I know a lot of support players in 3Ks that know how to do, like, pulling and stuff, but, like, as far as carries knowing how to farm effectively, no one in the 3K bracket really knows how to farm well. And I think that's one of the big things that separates the brackets, is knowing how to get farm and knowing when to try to get farm rather than do something else. But that's another topic. The point I'm trying to make is, my Lycan build feels like a carry build in the 3K MMR bracket range and lower, because you get so fat so easily, it's easy to just roll over everyone rather than focus on towers. In the upper 4Ks through the infinity and beyond of high MMR, my build is not a carry build. Lycan scales off really poorly. You will meet people that can that can get almost every last hit in the early game. You'll meet people that can pull off 550 GPM just by last hitting creeps in lane. You will meet people that have a ridiculous... Like, when I played against Black, he played for CIS this year, but I still remember him as Mouse Sports Black. But when I played against Black in a pub a month ago, he farmed as efficiently as I did on Faceless Void, because eventually you just get to people that are that good. And it was scary. It was really scary. And that's the beauty of Lycan and the beauty of using him in the higher MMRs, is that when you get to this point where you realize these guys farm just as well as you do, you build the hero as the split pusher. Because the Faceless Void can come to your team fight and wreck your team, or the Faceless Void can be at the enemy base and Chronosphere and kill you. The Faceless Void can't be two places at once, and that's the beauty of Lycan. You can exploit people through one of the most brutal forms of rat Dota there is. I think Lycan's honestly really bad being ran as the safe lane farmer, unless you have a greedy offlaner like a Faceless Void or a Weaver, and I think that the way he's been played in the current metagame and the way he's played that's made him popular recently is actually really bad, and just like... It's not necessarily like really bad. It's not like awful, it's not like disgustingly bad, but I feel like people run Lycan as this safe lane sort of carry because they're too afraid to experiment with him more. So, back to questions. Gungrave says, Basher, question mark. No. No Basher. Absolutely no Basher. Hold on, I'm going to bring up this, see how long we're going. 42 minutes, 51 seconds. No Basher. No Basherino, Lycanorino, Cappuccino. Basher is like... I'll get Basher and then Abyssal if I already have AC, Desolator, and BKB, and Treads. And I want to have all of those items and then get Abyssal, and this is only when I'm building the hero hardcore carry. Because if I'm building the hero for push, and I have Necro 3, I have my AC, I have my Boots of Travel, and probably leftover Power Treads, because I usually get them anyway in the early game, generally speaking, I'll get a Deso or a Heart. And the reason you'll get the Heart is because a Heart gives you, I believe, a total of 40 strength. But you're actually getting 40 plus 30%. So you're actually getting over 50 damage from that. So you're hitting really hard when you have a Heart. Desolator, obviously, just really good, and it also makes you super... I mean, the Heart also makes you super tanky, which gives you... Especially if you already have, like, if you picked up a BKB at some point, which, in some games, in rare situations, I will actually pick up a BKB in rat games, just so I don't die while I'm ratting. But the Heart does contribute to the tank ability, but generally speaking, if I'm going for my normal build, my rat build, and I have all the items I want, like I have my rat kit, the kit I need to knock down any building there is to get Boots of Travel, AC, Necro 3, and Vlad's. That's my rat kit. That's all I need to backdoor any building in the game at any point in time. The only toys that I would get beyond that if I already had buyback would be a BKB if the lockdown is just causing me to die before I can kill the building, or to just get the Desolator so I can kill the building super fast. So, in my normal rat build, there is no place for a Basher. In the carry build, I get a Basher, but I generally build my carry build in a way that relies a lot on minus armor, so it applies to towers too, so I can rat if I have to. I don't get the Necro book, but I can rat if I have to. So, yeah, I will get the Basher as a rather late-game item on my carry build for Lycan, but as a split-pushing Lycan, I won't get it. Siggy123456 says, why would you get Treads and Boots of Travel? Well, one of the reasons is you have 6 item slots. You have, let's say, typical items for me after I get AC would be Quelling Blade, Assault Cuirass, Vladimir's Offering, Necro 3, TP, Treads. Did I say Treads already? Vlad's, Quelling Blade, AC, Necro 3, Treads, TP. That's 6 items. You don't need the Quelling Blade, but you don't get rid of it because there's no reason not to. It lets you juke a little better. I always like having a Quelling Blade, especially if you're playing against a Nature's Prophet. It's always good to have that Quelling Blade. I mean, I obviously sell it when I get close to getting 6 slotted, but either way, like I like to hold it on. I hold on to my Quelling Blade for a really long time. Stout Shield, not as much. But I was asked, why would I have Boots of Travel and Treads? And the big reason is Treads give you plus 8 to stats, plus 30 attack speed. That's not bad, and it's a nice like filler slot. Like basically, I just gave you my 6 item slots, and 2 of those slots were a TP, which you won't need anymore if you have Boots of Travel, and a Quelling Blade. So you essentially have a free slot because you're not using your TP anymore. It just fills it up, and you don't buy TPs anymore. And you can get rid of your Quelling Blade if you so desire. So now you have, and generally speaking, when you buy for Boots of Travel, you're saving for buyback. The only reason that I'll get rid of the Treads and get rid of the 8 strength and the 30 attack speed is if I need to get immediate buyback. Like I'm in a situation where I think I'm going to die soon and I want to get rid of the buyback. Because 8 strength and 30 attack speed, there's no reason just to get rid of it until you have something better to put in that item slot. The movement speed from Boots of Travel and Power Treads doesn't stack, but if you get it, there's no reason like not to replace it. I mean, there's no reason to just get rid of it. One of the big things with Lycan and Power Treads is that I didn't think it was really necessary to get Power Treads on Lycan up until very recently, when he got nerfed and he doesn't get the bonus health from his ult. But now you're so dependent on that little bit of health that you get. And Tread toggling has always been super efficient on Lycan because he's so mana dependent. You should always be toggling your Treads. That's another thing I didn't check Acheron for. I don't know if you're doing this, Acheron, but you should get into the habit of toggling your Treads from Strength to Intelligence when you cast spells, and then back to Strength after you cast them. Really, really, really important in the mid-game. It just gives you infinite mana, essentially. This game, it was hard to tell because you have the CM aura, so you had infinite mana anyway. But yeah, that's basically why sometimes you'll see games with me, and at the end you'll see Power Treads and Boots of Travel. So, any more questions? Any more questions? Any more questions? Anybody? Alright, well, thank you for watching. This has been the Esports Money Show, episode number 3. And I will be back tomorrow with more replay analysis. This time we'll be going over a replay of a fan's Weaver game, unless something changes. So tomorrow will be a Weaver day, and then Friday I'll probably do a podcast if the person I have in mind agrees to do it with me. If not, I'll be doing something else fun, and hopefully this weekend I will be I'll be busy this weekend, but I'm hoping to have enough time to stream the Warcraft 3 Reign of Chaos campaign, and then when that's completed, stream the Warcraft 3 Frozen Throne campaign, because that game's just awesome, yo. Like, go, Warcraft 3 is so good. Anyway, peace, guys. Have a good day.